Okay, so I rinsed out my crank. Bearings are dead smooth. They're dialed. And I just got my top end and gasket set in the mail. Okay, there's the gasket set. Nice. Piston really just come, dude. What is this baloney? Get some Wiseco stickers. Piston rings. Did it really not? Oh, maybe it's in the box. I've unpackaged enough of these to know about. What? Doesn't even come with a new wrist pin. Good thing this one isn't shot. Why are these things open? And there's only one in there. What is going on here? Oh, there is two. What? Brand new, fresh Wiseco forged piston. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Which the rings are open as well. Man, these guys were slacking. Should send this thing back, dude. Guys are slacking. These rings are like pressed together. So I'll clean the cylinder out because it's still got some chunks in there. I never touched it. I just set it there. So clean this out and then get her back together. And what's nice about this is I don't have an exhaust bridge, so I don't gotta drill any lubrication holes in this piston, which is sick. Yeah, that makes it so much easier. So I'm gonna go get some brake clean. Actually, I think I have some in here, don't I? Yes, sir. Clean it out till it's buttery clean. Take all these off and replace the gaskets because I have the kit. So I'm just gonna throw all new gaskets in there. This comes with like full kit. I didn't realize it. I only needed the cylinder and head gasket, but it came with pipe O-rings, exhaust, copper washer for the exhaust. Okay, so that's the ring end clearance, and it is 0.012. So we're in spec. I blew everything out and cleaned this out really good. So all the ports and everything are dialed. No shavings or anything. This is actually gonna suck to put in with a busted up arm. We'll get a rag in there so that we don't drop nothing into the bottom end because I've done that before. KDX. So yeah, let's whip this thing in there. Pow the cylinder on. Okay, let's just get it. It's not the safest way to do this. There is a lot better ways out there, but I'm gonna get one of these circlips in there already so that I can just plop the piston on, slip the pin in, and then only have to install one, which should be easier than putting them both in on the bike. You don't want to put them in sideways like that because, especially on the small bores like the 85s and the 60s and stuff, the pistons are going up and down so fast that these will actually, the circlips will squish down from it going up and down so fast, and they'll pop out, and then they'll get like wedged up against and just destroy everything. So you want to ideally put them on an angle like that. So that's what I'm going to try and do without scratching, with minimal scratches. Some are okay, and we're definitely going to get some, but kind of half in. I'm just going to press it in a little bit more before it pops out and explodes. There we go. Then we get that circlip in there, kind of on an angle. It's kind of up like that, so shouldn't come out. The big bores, like I said, they're not stroking as fast because they got all this surface area to burn. So now we gotta lube everything up, like my wrist pin. 2-cycle oil. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna get some on my finger. Now that thing's all oiled up, slip it in there. Make sure she's in. I should have put the rings on before, but I'm gonna lube up the rings now and put them in. There we go. There, you gotta hear that snap. make sure she's in. Tear that rag out of there. So now I'm going to lube up the whole surface of the piston. Gotta drop this thing down to bottom dead center, because then kind of holds the piston a little better. Ooh, wait, my base gasket. Holy. There's a lot of gaskets coming with it. Nice, okay. There we are. Base gasket. There we go. All right. Piston's installed. Oh, it's not pushed down all the way. Okay, well, I'll get the power valve housing all hooked up, because that's probably what's stopping it. And then get those bolts threaded on, then crank it over a couple times. All right. Power valve housing's on, it's all seated. Everything feels smooth. The oil's all good. It's gonna be good. Let's thread all those bolts on, get that power valve housing back together, then throw the head on, then rads, or then carb, then rads, and we'll go from there. Brand spanking new head gasket on that bad girl. I'm gonna pop her in here. Head gaskets can be kind of annoying because they get caught on the threads. There we go. Head gasket's in. It's all cleaned up, ready to be put on. There she is. Okay. Let's get all these bolts put on there, tightened on there, then get the carb on. We'll go from there. All right, I got my carb on. Got the head bolts all tightened down. It has crazy good compression, as usual. I'm gonna run a test on it. Just quickly, I'm gonna put the rads on because they're the biggest pains in the butt. Feels way better than it did. This bike, oh boy, holy smokes. This bike has more compression than a CR500. And you may be thinking, well, that's not true. It's got a shaved head. So the head is shaved, so it's got more compression. I guarantee you this thing will have more compression. I'll put the CR500 compression up on the screen, and then I'll put mine from the thing up on the screen to show you guys the truth behind everybody saying you need a boot to kick over a CR500. Time to fill this thing with coolant. I got the rads on. Let's get this cap off. That thing's usually a little difficult to get off. Alright, I'm gonna run a compression test on this bad baby right now. There she is. We're live. I'll set this thing up so that you guys can see it somewhere on there. Throttle's open. Oh. It's loud. Still going up, yeah. We'll say around 205, 210. You guys can clearly see it's connected to my bike. No foolery here. Around just above, let's say 194. Or I mean 204, because that's 210 right there. 204, and I'll put what CRs have, CR500s right there.
It looks like the compression is 155 psi, which is right on target for a stock 500.
Yeah, okay, let's get the rest of this bike together. Not to brag or nothing that this thing's higher psi than a CR500, but you know, it's just common misconception within people thinking that a bigger bike needs more to kick, you know what I mean? Like, everyone always thinks that CR500s just have crazy compression, but it's only because they have more air going to the top end, so it's more difficult to kick them over. But I think my budget fix, where I just blew out my bearings and everything, I think that worked. Ooh, that was a process. Glug it in there. Don't spill. Ooh. We're gonna mix 32 to 1 at 10 liters. I don't even have a 10 liter, it's only 11. Here we go. Throw it in the jerry can. This is a forgotten art. 2 strokes. There we go. All I've got right now is this K&N oil filter stuff. So I'm just gonna spray it on there. This stuff doesn't get sticky till later. Okay, now I'm gonna throw it in the bike. Final piece. I'm gonna make sure my gripper strap is in there. Oh, okay. Pressure rebuild. Here we go. It runs! Holy smokes. I am so stoked. The Wiseco is sounding good in there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first out of a couple heat cycles I'm gonna do. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.